Hello everyone. Hi, this is Miss Lady. I'm back. I told you we'd be doing this in sequels. I'm still breaking down this food, but I'm also trying to make sure that the video's not too long, so I broke it down. In the previous video, you saw where I was juicing some watermelon that I had purchased, and I told you the traumatic story of the cat. So now this is that ham that I smoked. And what I'm doing is breaking it down for pieces to freeze and cook with. But the bone, I usually like to keep it in, well, I can't do nothing but keep it intact and cook with it. And while I was cooking this, I was looking at this nice little ham hock on the end of it. I said, see, that was a ham hock. So I'm gonna see if I can find the end to it, but I don't think I'm gonna find it. See, that's a chunk, and this is going to be meat for a pot of greens or beans or something. This is that part up here at the shank, you know, up at the top part where the ham hock, the one that looked like a ham hock. So, okay, now this is my ham bone. Okay, that's my ham bone. This is chunks to go in. Probably I'm gonna cut this into chunks. And we're going to process this. I'm gonna give me a couple of more slices for, save those aside for my breakfast. You know, like that. Have me look, set that over to the side. That one too. Because the rest of you, some is gonna, I make a, what is a ham salad? Yeah. Since I'm using the tools and I'm cooking today, so I guess we'll do it all. I'll do some of this into a ham salad so I can make sandwiches on those days, because I got one coming up when I put that coop up. I know I'm going to be tired and don't want to cook and be too tired to go and drive and get something. And the people that deliver, Lord help, they deliver, but they don't deliver nothing that I be wanting to eat. My favorite Chinese restaurant, y'all, the food ain't good no more. I told you it was a sign up said help wanted, and sure enough it was the cook. So I've had to leave that alone. I'm not good with what is Panda Express. It's okay, but everybody don't want just that teriyaki chicken, and that's about the only thing I like in there. Okay, you're a good piece to cook with. All right. Yeah, you're going to be good to cook with too, because you got a piece of gristle in here I can't cut. I'll get that to Sheila. Sheila's little treat. That was that piece of gristle that you can't. I was having a hard time cutting. If I could have a hard time cutting it, what else would I have a hard time with it with? Okay. Now, Let me decide. I have my bacon for my breakfast. Have my stew bone. Let me do the stew bone. No, I ain't gonna freeze that because I'm gonna cook with it. Okay. This is ham for greens or beans. Okay. That's going for Sheila. That hit the floor. Okay, Sheila, you gonna get full of ham. I don't start dropping it on the floor. That's another piece for you. Do I have any more? Oh Lord, I know. Okay, that's another piece for Sheila. Ooh. Y'all, I was easing in the freezer like I was going into a room with a sleeping baby. Quiet and gentle. Don't want to waste those, those popsicles anymore in the freezer. Well, y'all, I guess I'm going to figure out what today is. I think today is the 28th, May the 28th, because I don't have to write it on these labels. So I don't know what today is. I know it's Thursday. And I am going to, when I finish sealing this, I'm going to make a ham salad. Okay. That didn't seal. All right. Y'all, I'm standing in my own kitchen with air conditioning on, and I'm sweating. The humidity here today, whoo. If I wasn't on camera, I'd probably have just my top off and my bra and pants walking around. Because I got sweat dropping and off of my face, in my glasses, and everywhere else. Y'all. And all I did was use the juicer to juice some. Okay. Watermelon. Okay. 1, 2, 3 bags of ham to cook with, as far as beans, greens, seasonings, pots of food. 2 bags of ribs for me to eat whenever I choose when I don't want to cook. A beautiful ham bone that I'm going to cook now. And I have this bit left that I'm going to make into a ham salad. All right. So, can't put it in the freezer right now because I'm nursing those little watermelon cubes. But I am going to take this food that fell on the floor and put it up for Sheila. I know she's tired of eating chicken. Y'all, that big old dog of mine, I feed her chicken. I bake or broil chicken and serve her chicken as toppers to her dog food. When she gets tired of, if it's not enough meat, chicken, she'll take a dog food and spit it out on the floor to let me know that's not what she wants. She wants more chicken. Well, she ain't running nothing. She thinks she is. She's just a cat killer. I got to not look at my dog like that, but this one that I see walking up the sidewalk, oh yeah, I want her to get that one. Because see, that's saying, hey, y'all, I got a problem. I have a problem. The cat. All right. So, I'm going to have to sit that in the refrigerator until I feel at ease. I'm talking about this other food. Until I feel at ease to, I'll just put it in a bowl, all of it together. Because I don't want that watermelon water to churn over in my freezer again and I have to clean it out. So I'm not going to chance it trying to open that drawer up again to put this food in here. So I will put it in the freezer as soon as those set up enough for me to do that. But right now, we're going to take the saucepan out and no, I didn't rinse it out. It's in my oven with the lid on it closed. That's the way I store it. My house, my food, you don't have to eat it. All right. Put me a little water in here. Okay, this is a 3-quart pan, and I'm gonna let this cook until it just falls off the bone. And once it cooks and falls off the bone, hopefully by then I'll decide what kind of beans I'm gonna cook. Because I'm not gonna cook them today. What I mean, see, I want that to cook and fall off the bone, get all the flavor out of it. Then tomorrow, when what's tomorrow, Friday? Yeah, I'll probably, yeah, Friday. I'll I'm gonna soak some beans later on tonight. I'll figure out which ones I want, and then I'll cook that, and in that juice that is set and been cooked. Yes, yes, yes. But until then, oh, this is Sheila's food. All right. This and this, y'all need to go in Ziploc bags because you're just breakfast food. I'm talking about those, I had some little thin cut pork chops and that ham that I use for my breakfast meals. So when I get up, I'll have something to go on a plate, or all I have to do is cook some eggs, or I don't even have to do that. Just get it and have a piece of toast or whatever I feel like eating. Y'all, you know how it is when you're grown and you're in your own home, you're paying your own bills, and you're satisfied. You eat what you want to eat, when you want to eat it, where you want to eat it, and how. All right? But I'm still not all that big on eating out, y'all. Okay. Now, do I? Well, I guess I do. I didn't know whether or not I wanted to get the chopper out, food processor out, to chop this up myself. We're gonna see. I think I'm gonna just chop it. Because, let me cut this TV down. Okay, I'm here. Y'all, I put a letter in the mailbox yesterday to have it picked up and not me have to get out in the rain. And that was my day off of resting from what I had did the day before. And they didn't pick it up. There wasn't nothing in the mailbox. So I don't know if they didn't deliver mail or they just didn't pick it up, because I didn't get nothing. Well, I don't really get bills. All I have are my utilities, and see, that's all been paid. That's another thing. Y'all don't take your blessings for granted. I don't care how small they are. And I can't, by rights and, the internet and everything, to let you know how hard it was for me as I grew up as a little child. I'm talking about we talking about in the 50s. I grew up in the 50s. And what I had to go through and how hard it was, and the way we were treated as people or like non-human beings. And I've learned to be racist and prejudiced, and I'm really fighting it and trying not to be. But sometimes it comes up in memory and thoughts about what people did. And now I can say I truly understand when the Lord said they meant it for harm, but it turned out for my good. And that's what my life has been like. The positions that I didn't get because I was black. The positions I didn't get because I was black and didn't sleep in the office, sleep around. The positions I didn't get because I was a woman. The positions I didn't get because I had a child, a woman, and black. I had a supervisor tell me that he would not promote me or give me a raise because I already made more money than his wife did. Can y'all believe that? I can tell you his name. I can tell you the time. It happens. So, but with that being said, last time I heard he was still working on a job and had remarried, and the marriage that he had at the time, the wife that I made more money than he did. They lost all of it in fighting, and by the time they got through fighting for the divorce, all the money went to the lawyers, and they ended up splitting up the kids. Okay, see, that was to be mean like that to me. Well, anyway, I am just blessed, and y'all, I was feeling guilty about the things that I do and buy. I say I have so many hobbies, and my hobbies, some of my hobbies are not expensive hobbies. I paid to be taught how to golf. I paid them. I went and had golf lessons. I have 2 sets of clubs, some good ones, and I am pretty good. I was. It got to the point where they wouldn't let me play from the women's tees because I was winning too many tournaments and stuff, when they have it set, the Jack and Jill tournaments, and I was always the woman getting everything. So then they say, okay, I can outdrive a man. So I had to start driving from the, the ruby tees. I had to drive from the white tees with the men. Because, see, that's how, that just in a game that you paid to go and play in a tournament, and then they want to change the rules because you're too good at it. See? So, but anyway, I have that hobby. And then, well, we're not going to pick up the painting again. Okay, I actually know how to draw. I don't like it. I had a picture to hang in the Museum of Arts, Fort Worth Museum of Arts. I won a child's art contest when I was in elementary school. It hung in the museum. I don't like drawing, so we're not going to do that. But anyway, I don't do that. So now what is it I did? I started the gardening. That's very expensive because, the startup fee and all the things that I thought I needed that I'm still using and not using, that I started back 6 years ago. I needed to have this. I needed to have that. Okay, I don't. And y'all will figure it out too. You'll see in your gardening stuff later on as you get better at it and you see how it goes. You'll say, okay, yeah, they selling. They out there selling, trying to keep that money coming in from YouTube. So y'all have to watch some of them. They just home network shopping centers now. Some of the gardening channels, they got to stop and tell you about what product they putting together, before they can even talk to you about gardening and whatever the show that you turned on to watch. Well, I know y'all don't like gardening, but in order for me to cook, y'all ain't sending no food over here. I got to have something to cook, so that's my garden. Y'all just got this on the side kick. I was showing y'all what I was doing with all the stuff I had grown. So, I'm standing here sweating instead of using the food processor because I didn't want to get it out and wash it. See, now, that's the blessing. I'm choosing to do this because I don't want to do something. That's to wash the food processor. That's the blessing. Y'all be grateful for everything you get. I don't care how small it is. If you just get up out of the chair and you don't loud, that's a good one. Okay. Thank the Lord for just walking from room to room, looking for what you don't remember you're looking for. I found out that's one of my problems. I be looking for stuff, and in the meantime, I realize I done forgot what I'm looking for, and I'm just looking. Okay, until it come back to my mind. That don't work. All it does is frustrate you. I hope y'all are not going through that, or if you are, welcome to my club. As I say, y'all are my world. So I'm standing here going through all of this because I've been blessed with a food processor, the ability to purchase a food processor, because I just had a little old bitty one, because I don't cook on this scale anymore. I used to have a catering business on the side, but that started after I retired, and I had to let that go because the food started, the prices of the food is going up. And when you deal with a person and they're going to be adamant about purchasing the food because they're trying to keep the costs down on, the bill, I always say no. When you get one that say they want to purchase the food, tell them no. You're busy and you can't do it. Because they're gonna come up with some trash and then want to say it didn't taste good. Well, what did you bring me to cook with? I did that. A gentleman asked, I had been making a dish that I like, and it's kind of expensive because it's something I make for myself and I eat. And I make it with San Marzano tomatoes. Well, the can of tomatoes costs $5. All right. And I use several cans. I use ricotta cheese, real ricotta cheese. I use real Parmesan cheese. And I do the peppers. I take the poblano peppers and I grill them over the stove and get the skin off of them. And I use those for my noodles. I make a lasagna that way. But I make my own tomato sauce and start off. He kept carrying on, wanting me to teach him how, keep making it. And I told him that was too expensive just to be making and handing over to somebody. So he said, well, teach me how. Not pay for it. Teach me how. But I'm not mad at him because I've been cooking for him for years. He's always paid me for the food, and he was very good with it. So I told him, okay, I'm not going to cook it. You come over to the house, because I've been knowing him about, 15 years, a young man. And he came over. I told him I had everything except for the tomatoes and something else. And well, he stopped at the store and brought it. He came in the house, and I started going through, and I'm going, I didn't even know they made this. Okay, this brand. I didn't know this brand. I didn't know they. And when he said that, I said, well, I'm going to tell you right now. As I told him, I said, it's not going to taste like mine. I said, because you done bought me some knockoff food that I don't know nothing about. And the flavor, and I don't know, it's going to be a minute before I can doctor this up to be worth anything. So he just he said, well, what? I said, yeah. I said, you brought me Hunt's tomato ketchup, Hunt's San Marzano tomatoes. I said, I'm buying the imported San Marzano tomatoes from Italy. That's what you eating. That's why it ain't going to taste the same. So the catering, your food is always good and fabulous as long as it's free. But when you start charging for it, they want to back up or get cheap. And then want to say the food wasn't that good or she ain't fix it. No, you came with some trash and wanted me to make something out of it. I don't know how, what is it? I guess I was trying to make a point about being blessed and happy. So I don't cater. I cook for my family and friends. I used to cook for my girlfriend. She had she was over the Bible school, vacation Bible school, and I've always catered for her church. And I did that. Well, she has since then passed, and I don't have nobody's been in contact with me and her family, none whatsoever. And I have been friends with her since we were 12 years old. So all of her children know me. I babysat all of them. Okay. But so I won't be doing that church this year. I won't be catering for that church. So I stopped the catering. I don't cater. You come by, you say I'm cooking something, you want me to cook it, and you ask me to cook it, and I'll tell you if I'm gonna charge you for it. If not, depends on what it is. And generally, the cost is just to cover the food. I don't make money out of it. It's just to staying vibrant and hanging out, And now, but I'm also finding out kind of the only way people have anything to do with you is when they want something from you. At least the world I live in. And I sure don't like that all the time. But anyway, I've adjusted to it, and see now I can say, oh, y'all know I'm too old to be doing all that. That's too hard for me. But anyway, I'm just trying to find something else to do instead of that. I should, so that's the way that's going. But like I said, I'll do her party, and I'll give y'all a thumbnail of what all it is after I put it together and stuff before I pack it up and take it to the venue. And that's what I have. I have the redo the garden, and now my daughter-in-law's birthday. And that starts the birthdays, because I have birthdays and we'll be probably cooking from, what is it? Hers is the 1st, then I have another one in July, then another one in July. I have 3 in August, 1 in September, and I'm free until November. Okay. All right, y'all. But I'm not saying that I will be doing the catering for all of those birthdays, because some of them are young adults, my grandchildren. But 2 grandchildren's birthdays in that period of time, a sister, and me. I'm in that too. So I ain't cooking for my birthday. Somebody gonna cook for me. I'm gonna be wined and dined by myself. I'm gonna take myself to wherever I want to go, enjoy myself for my birthday, and then come back home. So that's just the way that goes. But anyway, don't wait for somebody to do something for you that you're not willing to do for yourself. All right? And sometimes when people are doing things to you and you say it's just unnecessary, you don't know why, that's out of their hatred for themselves and the evilness that's within them. That's why I say pray. Y'all pray. And don't ask any and everybody to pray for you. Everybody ain't praying to the God in heaven, Jehovah Jireh, El Shaddai, Elohim. So you watch who you ask to pray for you. Don't let everybody pray for you. Don't let everybody put hands on you. All right? And learn to live and accept what's going on regardless. When you stump that toe, you thank the Lord for it, because, see, you had the ability to feel the pain, and you had the toe for it to be there to hit. And whatever it is, you hit it on. Look at it for your good. It must be meant for you to sit down for a minute. Okay? Always find the good. Thank the Lord for anything and everything. I thank him so much every day. Just me walking around this house, not falling and breaking a hip. Out there in that yard, dealing with that big old dog. Y'all see how big that dog is? And I'm telling y'all, I'm not that big. I just, on the camera, all of those t-shirts that's all tight and fooling around my belly, those are smalls, okay? I'm not a small, but I'm not a large. So, and I'm 5'10". So it's legs and arms. See how long my arms are, When I went into the military, nobody had never told me in my life that I was pretty. And nothing, really good. I knew all the bad things about me, or what they perceived to be bad. And I grew up that way. And you just know. And I went to the military, and the lady came to me, and she said, "Look at you, straight from the country, just long, lanky, and just long and lanky." I said, no, ma'am, I'm from the city. I said, I grew up in the projects in the city. And she looked at me, she said, but still, all you got is arms and legs and boobs. You're beautiful. That woman, that's why, that was one of the things that I liked about the Air Force. Do you know, when I went into the Air Force, they tailored our uniforms. We didn't just get a uniform off the rack and put it on. We went and had fittings. They measured and fitted even our PT clothes. Okay? So no matter what you say, y'all, the Air Force got it going on. So if anybody's looking forward to it or trying to figure out, I suggest you study and go and take that Air Force exam and pray. Y'all, I'm pretty sure now they have uniforms for women, but see, when I went, it was still a new thing, and they were still trying to figure out and didn't have it. And when I got pregnant, they didn't have maternity clothes, so I wore civilian clothes, and they were still putting women out. Even if you were married and you were in the military and you had a baby, you got pregnant, they put the woman out and let the man stay in. Now, help me with that. But anyway, when I found out I was pregnant, I went in with the message that said they have suspended that, and this day forth from this time, they would not put women out of the military if they were pregnant, married or not. And that's how I stayed in the military. But I'm telling y'all, I enjoyed, and that ruined me because, see, I still like wearing tailored clothes. That was my thing, and it still is. I like for people to take this and do what they want with it. Because, see, the Lord has made it. Now y'all can dress and cover it. And he lets them do it. All right. One day y'all I'm going to let y'all catch me. Okay? And you ain't going to know who I am. Because if I went out and I ran up on somebody that's YouTubing and I say something to them, and they say, I've seen your channel. I said, yes, it is. I said, can't you tell old raggedy Haspin voice? And they acknowledge. They say, you really are? I said, yes, I am. I said, but you don't know it, do you? So anyway, I am, what is it? I still have my disguise. But anyway, this is Miss Lady, and I've prepped the food, and I have the ham bone on, and I am going to let you all go. I will pick you up sometime later on, let you decide whether or not, what kind of beans I'm cooking with that ham bone. And I'm gonna finish cleaning up, and I may try to drink down one of these bottles of watermelon juice. Oh, okay. Everybody, this is Miss Lady at 4206 Boomer, and I am out. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care, and remember, love somebody, let somebody love you, and pray. Miss Lady, 4206 Boomer, out.